What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another episode of the Bourbon Pour. I'm Jordan.
I'm Brian.
Today we have a bottle that Jephthah Creed Distillery sent us. So we first want to say thank you to Jephthah Creed for providing this bottle for this review. So
very cool that they sent that out to us. Haven't had a lot of that. So we're starting to get a few that are doing that now. And we wanted to do a review of this, but also to talk about the distillery a little bit. So I have not been there, but I have driven by it several times. It's in Kentucky, in Shelbyville, Kentucky. It's right off 64. You can't miss it when you're driving down the road. You see it.
It's literally right off the interstate.
Right off the interstate, and it's a neat looking place. It's actually owned by two ladies though, so it's a mother-daughter. So it's Joyce and Autumn Netherly. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correct. And it's actually the Netherly family has 1,000 acres of farmland in Shelby County. And 64 of the acres is the distillery. So they grow your bloody butcher corn.
Bloody butcher corn. You know what that is?
I do. I'll explain that here in just a minute.
Brian's done a little research.
Done a little research on it. No, actually what it is, it's corn. It's white and it has red specks on it.
Okay.
So it got its name from it looks like the apron of a butcher, which is kind of not appetizing, but that's where the name came from. So when they looked at the corn, it looked like they thought it looked like an apron of a butcher with the blood on it.
There you go.
So that's how it got its name.
The more you know.
Now they're a farm to glass, right? However you want to refer to that.
Grain to glass.
Grain to glass. Yeah. So they grow all their own stuff. Now they're not able to source all of it, and what they do have to get, they get from neighboring farms in Shelby County. So it's all Kentucky based. As far as the rest of the stuff that they use in some of their other spirits, they also have rows and rows of trees and bushes that have they got apple trees, pear trees, pecan, apricot, cherries.
Busy place.
And then they have raspberries, figs, kiwi, blackberries, blueberries, chocolate mint, spearmint, peppermint, and then they also have their own bees, so they get their own honey. So they have their own honey that's on site. So basically anything that you can put into a bottle, they get it right off their land. So
I think I'm going to have to go there just because that seems like a super interesting place. I never knew that about Jephthah Creed. So I'm glad that they did send us this bottle, because I probably wouldn't have went out and read about that on my own. So that's pretty cool.
Their creed they put on there basically says, "Our creed is our bond." And family heritage, they're really big on that. They were Scottish. They had a Scottish word on there that I didn't know how to pronounce, so I left it off. Right. But basically, they want to know their motto is that don't forget where you come from. Okay. So they do offer tastings. You can go there. It's Thursday through Sunday.
Okay.
So it is kind of a weekend operation, but they offer. You can go in there if you're limited on time. You can go in there and do just a tasting, and it's free. So they do
not too much of that going on anymore.
No, 4 quarter-ounce pours, and it takes 30 minutes. They do them every 30 minutes on the top and bottom of the hour, and you can go through that. And they do that all day up until 5:30.
Okay.
And then they also offer some more in-depth tastings you can do, like thieving from the barrel.
Okay.
And they have a mixology class that they do on Thursdays. Those are both $45.
Okay. And
then their regular offering that they have that you could go do a tour and then do the sampling is $12 for an adult, $10 for a child. So it's pretty cheap. And like I said, and that comes with a sampling at the end. They get, like I said, a little limit on the hours, but when they are open, they don't have the regular just tour and tasting on Saturdays. They concentrate on the thieving tour. So if you go on a weekend, you're going to need to do that on Sunday or do the thieving tour on Saturday.
And we'll have a link in the description of the video of ways that you can book those in advance on their website. So, all right. So a little bit about the bottle here. So this is the Jephthah Creed bottled and bond featuring the estate-grown bloody butcher corn. So it comes in at 100 proof. Mash bill on it is 75% bloody butcher corn, 20% rye, 5% malted barley. The nose they describe as sweet orange, creme brulee, bold baking spices, and dried cranberries. And on the palate, they say caramel, vanilla, cinnamon, lemongrass, and sweet oak. Finishes buttery. with whispers of ginger and cinnamon.
Yeah, and they also mentioned the reason that they like to use the Bloody Butcher corn is because it has a nutty profile, and then when it's milled, it has a spicy and smoky taste to it. So
cool.
It's kind of gives it a unique. And actually, the what they get out of a bushel, or how many bushels they get out of a I'm not a farmer, but the count's low, so you don't get near as much
yield is low.
Yield out of this as they do the others. So that might lead to a little bit more higher cost. But actually, the offering is not bad.
Yeah,
like $50.
$50.
So
$50. And the bottle is really cool, by the way. I don't know if you can see some of the etching there, kind of the roots. I guess is what that is. Pretty cool. All right, give this a nose here.
Yeah, if you say that, like I said, that spice nose really comes out on the nose.
So in their description, they said sweet orange. I definitely get that, and that is not. I explored this bottle actually the night before we filmed this, and I did not get the sweet orange, but I definitely get that right now.
Yeah.
Not really a creme brulee.
Yeah, I don't get the creme brulee. I do get the baking spice, and I might get
I guess maybe
cranberry.
Dry cranberry.
Yeah, I can kind of get that.
I can see where they're going with it, but for me, predominantly, it's this sweet orange and a little bit of oak, a little bit of spice.
It kind of takes the orange and mutes it a little bit, so you don't get that citrus citrus smell or feel in your nose. So
one thing, it's kind of got one little astringency to me in that it's kind of got this metallic scent to it. I don't know if you picked that up, but each time we tried this before, and then I tried it last night just preparing for the show a little bit. I'm getting it now. And each of those was this kind of little metallic. I don't know if that's...
It could just be because I said it, but do you get a smoky smell off that?
Maybe a light. Maybe that's the metallic thing.
When I get my nose way in there, I get like a smoky.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
So I don't know if I've ever gotten that off of a
it's
nose.
Like campfire smoke. Not like barbecue smoke or like something is on fire. It's the Bloody Butcher corn. So, all right, but you know what? Enough nosing, enough talking. Let's go in for a sip here. I think that's really spicy. Spice forward.
Yeah,
20% rye comes in.
Yeah, the cinnamon is definitely predominant at the start. It's kind of coating, little soothing. Maybe gives it a little bit of vanilla flavor. Kind of just stays up right by your teeth, behind the front of your teeth.
The caramel on it is borders on rich. It's not quite there as far as rich and robust, but it's definitely a good caramel note, kind of like a caramel chew, I'd say. You know, like one of those little candies, little square ones. I don't get any of the vanilla that they talked about.
I get that vanilla right off the bat.
Okay. Well, I'll have to go in for another sip now. I don't get the lemongrass.
Yeah, I don't know. I have not had lemongrass very much. I don't know if I would ever get lemongrass. I'm going to have to buy some just to try it.
If you see Brian chewing on some lemongrass, don't ask questions. That goes out to his coworkers who might be watching.
It's unique. I think we tried it a couple weeks ago, and I can't compare it to anything else.
No, that's very accurate.
So it stands alone. It's at a bottle and bond offering around. I think it's $51. I think it's $51.99. I believe is what it is. I think if I picked that up and brought this home, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
I would not be upset. Now, is it the best thing I ever had? No, it's not. It's not in that category. Yeah. But it gives me a different experience than what I've gotten from a lot of other places.
Yeah. So what I would say about it, I think you do have to put value on it being different and interesting, and also being good. I would like this at a lower price point. I want everything at a lower price. Everybody wants everything at a lower price point. I think that $35.40 is probably where it's at. But they're a small family operation.
Right.
Costs, they can't do the things that a lot of the large guys do. So $50 is probably. I wouldn't be upset either. It's probably just not something that I would want to regularly reach for.
Yeah, I don't think I would go to it all the time, but it's something that is unique, and it's something I might have a friend try. Just hey, what do you think of this?
Yeah,
this is something different.
And that's a really good point. Our mantra here is, when you're with your family and your friends, always share your whiskey, and this would be a good bottle share bottle. So if you go to a lot of bottle shares, I would pick this up and say, hey, give this a try, see what it's all about. Yeah, I would like to try their. They have like a red, white, and blue corn. It's a bourbon, I think. I would like to try that one, so maybe if I go down,
I'm not that much of their stuff. I think I do want to go down there just.
I wouldn't be upset though if I came home.
I would be happy with that. They have other offerings as well. They have a jalapeno vodka that is superb, and a Bloody Mary
experience. I guess.
Yeah. I went to a tasting and they ran out of bourbon. At the end of the tasting, all they had was this vodka. And I said, I didn't come all the way in there for vodka. And he goes, you got to try this vodka. And he just put it in tomato juice. That's all he did.
No mix or
anything. Tomato juice, stirred it up, gave it to me. I was like, I'll take a bottle of that. So I bought a bottle of that, and that's how I make all my Bloody Marys now. So.
Suckers born every minute, right?
It's good. I think it was only $22 for a bottle, so that's not bad.
And they probably grew the jalapenos.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
They probably did. So, all right. So once again, really appreciate Jeff the Creed for sending us for this review. We would highly encourage you to check out the distillery if you're down in Kentucky. Like I said, it's super easy to get to around the interstate. We've got the link in the description on how you can find out more. So just one more thank you to Jeff the Creed. Cheers to you guys. And we're going to end this episode the same way that we always do, and that is when you're with your family and your friends, always share your whiskey.